What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers need a trade, right? Talked about it all offseason. The Lakers have been linked to several names, but nothing's gotten done. And you're starting to hear more and more pickup of Jonas Valanciunas going to the Lakers at some point. Now, he's not available till December 15th, so Lakers won't be able to make a move for him till then, right? 'Cause might be why haven't they traded for him? Well, he just signed a new deal, not going to be available till December 15th. Now, he solves a need, right? Like, Lakers need another big man. Lakers need a center. Not really, like, you don't need somebody that's going to come in and play 30 minutes a game or anything like that, but you need somebody that can come in and LeBron gets the night off, right? Slide 80 to the 4, boom, Valanciunas starts at the 5. Anthony Davis gets the night off, boom, slide Valanciunas in at the 5, right? Anthony Davis has even expressed that he doesn't want to play center full time. Right? He's not saying like, hey, I don't ever want to play center. He's just saying like, hey, I don't want to play 35 minutes a game, 40 minutes a game at the center spot. Right? Like, if you want me to play heavy minutes, like, give me 15 minutes out of the 40 at the power forward position. Like, give me some time at the power forward position to kind of take possessions and not get banged up constantly, right? Which, if you could get a guy in Valanciunas, makes a lot of sense, right? Now, Jonas Valanciunas isn't the be-all, end-all. It's not like the Lakers go get Val and all of a sudden Lakers, that's it, Lakers best team in the league, baby, let's go. No, it's nothing like that, but it is and fills a big need. It does move in and fill a significant role in which, like, hey, the Lakers need, right? And it still gives you flexibility to go make other moves. You still go get a Jeremy Grant, you can still go get a Cam Johnson, right, Bruce Brown, whatever names that there are attached. You could even still go get a couple if you want to trade Jared Vanderbilt, which the Lakers have been interested in trading Jared Vanderbilt. And now we kind of know why. He's hurt and maybe a persistent injury. So it's kind of like, do you get rid of him now before you can't trade him at all? Right? So if you could work something out to where you go get Valanciunas and Jeremy Grant or something like that, you're in the money. But what I want to talk about is just kind of the word that you're seeing in certain things that players in particularly are talking about, specifically Kyle Kuzma, recently talked about the Lakers, right? And he's talked several times about the Lakers in the past, but he's also on the Washington Wizards. And the Lakers were interested in him this offseason. And supposedly, Kuz isn't against going back to the Lakers. Now, he has said in the past that essentially he doesn't want to be third fiddle again, but things change, right? He could have went to the Wizards. He's getting his bag. He's like, hey, I'd like to, it's not, the grass isn't always greener, right? Because he did say that a couple years ago. So, things change. You might be like looking at it as like, hey, let me go do this. And so to me, it's like, do the Lakers end up getting Valanciunas and Kyle Kuzma back, right? You're trading, like 30, I think it's like 32 million, something like that for both of them. Also, Kuz's contract declines each year. But Kyle Kuzma even recently talked about the Lakers and talked about how he believed that the Lakers would still be a contender with him. And he is the type of player that the Lakers need. He's not my favorite, if I'm being honest, right? But he is the type of player that the Lakers need. A sizable, versatile wing that can, score the basketball, defend multiple positions, use his size and length. He knows how to play alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. My problem with Kyle Kuzma is he's very inefficient, right? And he's not a very good three-point shooter, right? Like, he kind of has his ups and flows, but he's not, like, consistently. If he was like a 38% three-point shooter, one, I think he'd be getting paid more. Two, I think he'd probably be more sought after. And three, he might not even be traded at all, right? But he is available, and he is to be had for the right price. He's not worth 2 firsts, though. The Wizards want 2 firsts for Kuz. But does that come down, right? Do you eventually get to like December 15th when you're going to go make the move for Valanciunas, or maybe shortly after, and the Wizards are kind of like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just work it out and trade him for a first, or maybe it's a first and a pick swap, right? Maybe it's like, hey, we'll take Valanciunas and Kyle Kuzma. We'll give you, salary matches, whatever, give you D'Lo and all this stuff, clear off some salary, all of that. We'll throw you, a first, and they'll throw you a pick swap. But we're not going to give you 2 firsts. So instead of, a first for Kuz and 2 seconds for Valanciunas, we'll give you a first and then a first round pick swap. So, that way you get a little more, or maybe you're doing a pick swap and 1 second, something like that. Like, I don't hate it. I do think if Kuz can, because you also got to look at it, like Kuz is basically the guy in Washington, and he's not a number 1 or number 2 option, right? Like, he's just not. But he is something that the Lakers really need. But also, if you could get Kuz and Valanciunas for, like, D'Lo and Rui, essentially, right? Now, would they want Rui back, or do you have to work out a 3-team deal, which, you probably figure it out. But essentially, if you could just get, because Kuz isn't making $30 million a year, right? So if you could take Kuz and Valanciunas, kind of mesh them together and trade, say maybe you're giving up a Jalen Hood-Schifino for a young guy. So you're doing Jalen Hood-Schifino, like D'Lo for an expiring contract, and then Rui Hachimura, maybe he goes to a 3rd team. Maybe they'll take him back for a year. Because you got to remember, he'd be an expiring contract next season, right? So maybe they look to hey, we could flip him again, right? We got 4 seconds for him last time. Maybe we can get that again this time, right? And maybe work something like that out, right? But Rui may also want to go to a 3rd team. But my point is like, if you can essentially go get Valanciunas and Kyle Kuzma, plus still have another first, and Gabe Vincent and, Jared Vanderbilt if you needed to, so that gets you another 20 plus million. Maybe go get a guy like a Bruce Brown, right? Now you got a Bruce Brown. I don't even think you have to give up a first for Bruce Brown, so you might even be able to keep the first, right? Like, maybe give up a couple more seconds for that, or a pick swap at a couple seconds, and, just be like, hey, we'll give you this, right? Like, but, if bare minimum you were to walk away with Kyle Kuzma and Jonas Valanciunas, the Lakers will be better. Lakers would be better. In my opinion, they would be. Because 1, you solve your center position. 2, you get a 3-and-D wing. The defense hasn't been as great as it has been in the past, and the shooting isn't very good. But I do think Kuz, alongside LeBron and Anthony Davis, can kind of get back in the swing of things. Also, again, Valanciunas is on a good deal, and Kuz is on a good deal too. So we kind of have some flexibility there going forward. LeBron can always realign his contract and all that stuff. And so I think that the Lakers could get those 2 guys, and then you'd still have flexibility next offseason to where you can maybe go pick up another piece or 2, especially now that LeBron's willing to kind of rework his contract. But winning this season, I think it depends on what kind of Kyle Kuzma you get. Right? Like, he's had seasons where he's been, 37%. I think he's had a 38% season. I'm not looking at the numbers right in front of me. But, like, if he can be, say, 38% from 3-point range, but be that, 15-point-a-game guy for you, right? Consistently, game in and game out, night in and night out, kind of play a bigger role than he did in the 2020 season, but he's also, he has a better feel for the game, better understanding, he's more mature, there's reasons and arguments to do that. If Kyle Kuzma can essentially be that Cam Johnson type, I still would prefer Jeremy Grant, but with the cost and what you'd have to give up and all that stuff, I don't hate Kuzma. I might, Cam Johnson, as far as the 3-and-D goes, makes more sense. But Kuzma can do a little more. Right? He's a little more creative. He's a better just give me the ball and I can just go get a bucket type guy, which I do think that there's value in. Right? So to me, it all boils down to cost. Right? Obviously, like with all things, how much does it cost the Lakers to go get, Kuzma and Valanciunas? If you have to trade and sell the farm to go get them, then I'm just kind of probably not. But if you can work it out to where it's you could get both guys for reasonable, and now you're in a position to where you can maybe still go make another move. I don't hate that idea. Right? I don't hate that idea at all. I just Jeremy Grant and Bruce Brown, I think puts you there. If you're getting the Jeremy Grant that we believe you're getting, right? Same thing with like a Cam Johnson and like a Wendell Carter or Cam Johnson, Bruce Brown. Like, but Kyle Kuzma plus Valanciunas, it's not the sexy names, but sometimes that, like Dallas, for example, go and get Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. Those weren't sexy names. No one thought that those guys were going to have the impact, right? Next thing you know, you look up and you're in the finals, right? Like, I could see something similar with Valanciunas, right? But like, what type of role and how many minutes does he play? Right? Like, how much does he slot, especially come playoffs? Does he get played off the floor every time he steps on it come playoff time? And then Kuz, is he kind of stuck in that, like, I'm this guy, I'm going to come over here and Kobe, like, and all this crazy stuff? Or is he kind of like, no, like, hey, let's win another championship, right? Want me to lock down and defend? Cool, let's lock down and defend. Want me to move without the basketball? Move without the basketball. Want me to knock down this three? Cool. Hey, you want me to just go get you a bucket? Cool. Whatever you need me to do, I'm here. Let's do it. But if he's like that and he's like, hey, I'll buy in and embrace being the third guy. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you guys are those guys. I'll be over here. I'll be the third guy. You need me to average 15 a game? Cake. Let's do it. Right? If he's that guy, and he's more worried about winning games and being on the court than he is the baddie sitting courtside, like, then I'm all for it, right? Let's go. Let's go get the money. Right? Let's go get this NBA championship. But if my concern is that, like, he's kind of in that, like, Wizards mindset. If he plays like he does on the Wizards, it doesn't make us better. It might make us worse. But if he kind of buys in and really, again, embraces and goes, I will be that 3-and-D guy for you. I will be and play that Jeremy Grant type role. Then, yes, I think the Lakers have the potential to take that step between Valanciunas and him. But, again, if he's not and he's kind of like, nah, man, I want to prove it. I'm in LA now. I got the spotlight. I'm going to get the attention. I want to be a 25-point-a-game guy. Like, if he's doing that, then it becomes a problem, right? So I think it just depends on what Kuz you get. If you get Kuz that's like, hey, whatever you need, whatever you want, I'm here. Let's go, right? But if he's like, nah, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, man. Oh, man, we're about, like, then it's just, I'm not sold, personally. But I don't hate the idea of Valanciunas and Kuz. Like, if you told me tomorrow the Lakers landed Valanciunas and Kuz, let's go. Right? I'm going to be pumped. I'm going to be excited. But I would have concerns of just, like, what version of Kyle Kuzma do we get? Right? Valanciunas, again, I think he'll have success. I think he will be impactful. But to what degree? Right? Obviously, again, I'd prefer, like, a Jeremy Grant and, like, a Wendell Carter Jr. But if you can't do that, plus, if the Lakers could get another, like, if the Lakers could get Kyle Kuzma, like, say they get Kuz, Valanciunas, and then, like, a Bruce Brown or something to give you, like, that point of attack defensive guard, right? At that point, I'm kind of like, all right, Lakers might actually win. Like, I think that would be enough to put them over the top. Because now you're talking starting five, Bruce Brown, Austin Reeves, Kyle Kuzma, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. I think that is much more balanced. I think that is much more efficient. And then you still have, right, at that point you've traded, but you've also needed guys. So you probably go with, like, Jordan Goodwin, Max Christie, Dalton Connect. You're probably trading Jared Vanderbilt to get all that stuff. Dalton Connect, Christian Wood, and Valanciunas. Let's go win an NBA championship, baby. But, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of Kyle Kuzma and Jonas Valanciunas? Do you think, nah, like, just stay away from that? Is there other preferred options? Again, it's also what's available, right? At the end of the day, what's available. But, again, let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.